Namaste, welcome everyone. I'm Karina and this is Gentle Yoga. And today we are going to start by sitting on a comfortable seat. You can choose to have a wall behind you for support. You can choose a chair if for today that feels more appropriate for you. You can choose to have any kind of support like pillows, blankets, anything. And today we are going to work with the inspiration of gravity. So I'm going to guide you through a short meditation, and I'm going to read also a very short poem that is connected to this theme, and then we'll go into work. So sit as you find your support and your seat. Invite your bones to stack. And let the weight of your upper leg bones settle. As you relax your palms on your lap and you gently soften your eyelids, invite your eyes inside. Take this time to turn inward and gaze within. And each time there's an exhalation coming, let that exhalation go into the weight of your pelvic bones. Go deep in that space where there's water and allow that pelvis to be the sturdy container for your organs. Inhale deeply and exhale into gravity. Allow your tongue to settle, your eyes as well. Your brain nests down, feeling gravity pull your system down. This short piece by Emily Dickinson, a very short poem, refers to gravity. And it says, "The truth is stirless. Other forces may be presumed to move. This, then, is best for confidence. When all the cedars swerve, and oaks untwist their fists, and mountains feeble lean, how excellent a body that stands without a bone, how vigorous a force that holds without a prop. Truth stays herself, and every man that trusts her boldly up." Then we slowly move against gravity by lifting the back of the neck and the skull. And as you breathe, feel the expansion forward, upward, sideways. And stay in the stirless place. Even with the distractions around you, perhaps sounds, thoughts, ideas, have trust in this force of belonging, your gravity. Feel this presence of gravity and trust it to hold you, ascending and descending equally. Embodying the gravity of your bones. tapping into the gravity of your own resources. Slowly invite your palms to come together in the prayer position and let your thumbs rest in front of the heart center. And we take a moment staying centered to choose an intention for this practice, or maybe dedicate your journey to someone or both as we start. If you choose to join me, we'll open with the Om sound one time, inhaling deeply through the nose, big exhale through your mouth, and then breathing in again. And we connect the head, the hands, the heart, the three together for a moment. Whenever you feel ready, release your palms, lift the head, and open the eyes. Welcome again, and thank you for being here. We are going to move on to our mats and do some gravity work today. So I started by adding a blanket on top of my mat so we can slide. So once you have that, if you already have it, you're ready. Once you have that, just come onto that blanket with the knees bent. Sit tall for a moment, feeling your feet, and then you're going to use your hands just there to feel the gravity of your feet and your hands on the mat. And slowly from there, as you start lengthening your lumbars and your glutes down towards your feet, bring yourself towards your forearms, lengthen again through the lower back. So I'm trying to lengthen the underside of my body towards my feet. And then from there, I'm going to slowly come all the way down. Letting my palms face up, like when we come into Shavasana regularly. And then I'm going from there one leg at a time. Let my legs drop. And we'll take a moment here as we come into this Shavasana shape or supine position to notice gravity, to release the weight of the bones down and feel that connection to the core, the center. And as well as we are taking this short moment in stillness, an opportunity to notice and pick up any sensations in the body, any throbbing, any pulsing. Good. After another deep breath in, feeling also the expansion, and as we exhale, feeling the contraction, we'll start slowly creating movement. So your arms can stay like what I'm showing. They can also stay more like to a T letter or cactus shape. You choose the one that feels comfortable for you. We are going to switch sides each time, and I'm going to start with my right leg staying on the mat and sliding up into the Baddha Konasana shape, or tree pose that we call it. So I'm bending my knee, bringing the right foot up in through the inner left leg, and then I'm releasing that leg back down. And then I'm switching, inhaling, left foot coming up through the right inner leg, and then exhaling, releasing. And again, we'll do a lot of these repetitions slowly to start noticing any areas where we perhaps feel that it's held, or any sounds like clicking or snapping. So we slowly start opening the body and accessing more of the joints. So we go slow, one at a time, no rush. So as we move slow, we find that we get a little deeper into our bodies and we are connecting with that gravity. Okay, we'll keep adding a few more side to side. Notice if there's any lower back sensation or sensitivity there. And if that changes the range of motion, try to release your bones down, softening the face. We'll add one more for each side. Sliding that leg up and then back. And one more. Good. Now we keep the same idea, but watch, when I'm coming up with the first leg, I'm going to lift the foot and the knee a little bit off the mat, and then I'm returning. So now I'm hovering, right? Second leg, I'm doing the same. First, I'm coming all the way up, then I'm lifting a little off the mat, and then I'm releasing. You're going to start to feel a little bit more burning sensation or activation in the joints. And then back down. And then again, sliding, lifting just a little bit, it's not big, and then returning. We go again. One leg coming up and then lifting off the mat and returning. Second leg and back. Good. Now we go again, and we go a little higher than before, and then again, releasing. Second leg, all the way up, lifting a little, and then back down. And again, we repeat that same height. So we try to come just maybe 1 inch higher, and then releasing. Second leg, a little higher, and then we release. Let's go again, one more each side. Release. Second side, and down. Good. Now we'll go a little further. So again, we lift. This time you see how my knees coming more higher, right, towards the chest. And then I'm releasing it down. Second side, up, towards the chest, a little higher, and down. Again, going all the way up, knee a little higher, and back down. And slowly second side, and down. Let's go one more. Bringing that knee a little higher, like if you want to take it towards the chest, and then sliding it down. I can hear some snapping in my own body, and then a little bit up towards the chest and down. Beautiful. Okay, now rest for a moment, release shoulders, torso, legs, notice the burning perhaps sensation or those tingling movements within the legs and the hip flexors. Good, and then we are going from here, we are going to lace the fingers and bring the hands behind the head. And keeping the legs extended, we're now going to add a little bit of sliding in the upper back. So my elbows are going to stay connected to my blanket at all times, and I'm going to bring them both towards the right hip. Breathing here. I'm starting to activate my legs more by pressing through the heels. And then I'm slowly sliding back towards the center. And then I'm going to move to the other side. Take a deep inhale on that side. Big exhale. We return to center and we go back again. I'm going again to my first side, sliding elbows. My left elbow is pointing towards the wall behind me. My right elbow is coming towards my right hip. They are both pressing down into the mat or the floor. And then slowly, I'm sliding back to center. One breath there. And then moving on to the other side. And I'm going as far as it feels comfortable and appropriate in my body, trying to lengthen through the heels to create that space in the side. And then back to center. And we take one last for each side. Both elbows to the right. Maybe this time it feels like you're going a little further, maybe not. Extend through from the hips down to the heels. And then back to center. One breath. And last side, whenever you're ready. We are trying to slow down so we can dive a little deeper into the sensations and give ourselves the chance to not run, but create more awareness in the body. We come back to center, and then from there, slowly, I'm going to keep my arms as they are, and like the Baddha Konasana or tree pose that we did before, now we are going to add it with both legs at the same time, sliding on the mat. So I'm going to just bring both my feet up towards my pelvis, and then slowly re-extend. Good, and again, sliding the legs, the knees, the outer legs up, and then back to the standing posture. 3 more, inhaling. It doesn't really matter which one is the inhalation and which one is the exhale, as long as you feel that it feels like it's a natural breath for you, and that you can really keep that flow and that weaving action between the movement and the breath. Good, one more. Nice. Then from there, take another breath. And then slowly bend the knees, placing your feet on your mat. And from here, we'll add the cat-cow shape with the arms as they are. I'm going to first inhale and find that arching, pressing my elbows down, the chin perhaps a little bit up. And then with the exhale, a gentle lift of the elbows into one another, navel into the spine, and a little bit of a stretching the back of the neck and the head. And then again, inhaling, slowly start finding that arch and feeling the sensation of the extension. And then with the exhale, we bring that contraction into the abdomen, elbows towards each other, and lifting up. Don't make it extreme. Go slowly. We are adding movements and gradually opening up each time. And again, inhaling, opening through the chest, feel that expansion. Perhaps you can see my lower back arching, opening, a little bit of that back bend feeling. And then the exhale. Good, we are going to add a little bit more here now. We inhale, we arch. This is what we call the cow shape. With the exhale, I'm going to lift this time a little bit with the elbows out, and I'm going to stay here for a moment so I can go side to side. One elbow to the same hip side, then coming back to center, then going the other way. So in this one, I'm activating my core, and at the same time, I'm adding opening in the sides. One side, then back to center. This will feel a little bit more fiery or more active. And back. Good. Now we go again, inhaling, opening up. We stretch that place that feels a little bit burning. And then with the exhale, bring it up again, navel towards the spine. Open the elbows a little. And again, we go one side, holding the head with your hands. Then the other side. Contracting those abdominals, firming the hips in, one more, side to side. Good, back to center. And then again, inhale, opening up. Good. Now with the exhale, I'm going to change it a little bit. So again, we do this cat shape, rounding. And now I'm just going to bring both elbows towards the right hip, then back to center. So this one adds more of a twist. And then the elbows to the other side, back to center. And again, we release. Inhaling, we open. With the exhale, pressing into the mat and lifting into that cat shape, bringing both elbows to one side, back to center, both elbows to the other side, back to center, and again, release. I know it starts to feel a little bit more fiery. Inhale here. Good. Exhale. I keep adding stuff, okay? So we exhale, we lift. This time I'm going to bring left elbow to right knee, back to center. Inhale, open up. Exhale, both elbows towards one another, right elbow towards left knee. We come back. Inhaling, opening up. Chin perhaps a little further up. Exhale, bring it all in, left elbow to right knee, back to center. Inhaling, opening up. Exhale, in, navel and right elbow towards the left knee. Inhaling, coming back up into that arch. Good. Exhale. One more. Elbows towards one side. Then slowly back up. Exhale. Both elbows to the left. And back to center. Inhale. And this time with the exhale, take your arms to the sides and take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. Good. Super. Now we are going to re-extend the legs, and I'm going to make my arms go like a cactus or a goalpost shape. So they are up, right? Like this, yes, goalpost shape. And now what I'm going to do is to activate the same side as I move my right knee towards my right elbow. I hope you can see it here in the camera. And then returning back towards right arm being extended, right leg extended as well. And now I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to bring left elbow to left knee, a little bit like a frog, and then re-extending both. And again, right elbow to right knee, side opening, and then re-extending. Second side, left elbow to left knee, and then back to where we were. Again, right to right, elbow to knee. Of course, they don't have to touch. That's just the movement to open up the sides. And then the second side. Good. Let's go one more each side. Slowly sliding elbow, arm towards the leg, leg towards the arm and back. And then second side. And back. Good. Take a breath in and out here. Notice the back, notice the front. Good. And we'll take one more exercise here that adds a little bit of a twist. So now I'm going to bend my right knee and put the right foot on the mat. And now we are going to do cross work. So while I'm working my right leg, I'm also going to be working my left arm. And the action that I'm going to do is that I'm going to extend my left arm as I let my right knee drop to the left. So you'll feel like it's a twist, right? More of a twist. And then I'm coming back to center. I can do that cactus shape again with the left arm. My knee comes back to vertical. Let's keep this same side again. Right knee drops to the left. Left arm stretches up overhead. and then slowly return. Let's add a few more, same side. Inhaling, and then returning. Let's do 2 more. Coming to the side, stretching, then back, and 1 more. Super, we are back to neutral. Extend the right leg. Take a moment here, a deep breath in, and exhale. Good, then we switch sides. Now I'm going to put the left foot on my mat, my knees bent. My right arm is the one that it's going to be working. The knee will drop inward as I'm extending the opposite arm, right? So I'm going to create that twist. My right arm is going overhead. It doesn't matter how far my left knee is going. I'm just slowly and gradually adding more movement, more twisting, more opening. Try to keep that breath flowing fluidly so we are accessing also our organs and giving ourselves more freedom and space. Good, let's go for 3 more, same thing. Slowly feeling the sensations and being supported and grounded through gravity to move into our truth. Last one. Good. Then re-extend, left leg, bring the arms towards the Shavasana shape. Take a deep breath in here. Deep breath out. Good. Okay, 1 more before we turn around. Bring the soles of your feet together. Press the center of your heels into one another. We are going to extend the arms overhead, lace the fingers, and press your palms away from your head towards the wall behind you. I have a visitor. And then press through the palms and the base of your wrist. So we stretch the arms and we try to bring the elbows towards each other as we extend and we feel the sides opening up a little more, and keep pressing the center of your heels towards one another. So we create a little bit more activation in the hip flexors. Hello, lady. 1 more breath. Good, and then we'll release the arms, we'll release the legs. Slowly bend your knees and extend one arm overhead so you can slowly roll onto one side and press up towards a seat. Super. Okay, let's keep going from here. Now we are going to change into supine. So for this supine, I'm going to keep my blanket the way it is, don't change it. And I'm just going to lie on my belly. And I'm going to have my forearms in front of me. You can even put like 1 palm over the opposite forearm. And my elbows are a little wider than my shoulders. So it's not your regular, Sphinx pose, okay? So I'm more like this, and I'm letting my elbows go a little bit wider than the shoulders. I'm changing. Okay, good. Now from here, very gently, because this is going to be working lower back and we need to work our core in this, you can, I'm going to talk, so for me it's harder, but you can keep your forehead resting on your arms at all times and just lift a little bit when you need, okay? From here, what I'm going to do first is to just extend through the legs, draw the navel in, lengthen through the sacrum, and as you push your forearms into your mat, inhale and lift the chest and the shoulders back. And then exhale, return with the head, forehead onto your arms. And then again, inhaling, we lift through the sternum. I'm pushing the mat down, lifting the chest up. And then exhale, release. And again, inhale, push and lift. And exhale. One more, slow. Inhaling, pushing the mat down, lifting through the sides, center of the heart goes up, shoulder blades down. Exhale, release. Take a deep breath in and release. Good, and then I'm going to add my toes tapped, so I'm actually adding now a little bit more action through the legs by pressing the base of my toes into the mat, pushing through my heels, and you will feel like your legs are lifting more into your bones, right? So we are going to have those muscles a little bit more into the bones. It's important here to try and lengthen the sacrum towards your heels and to activate your glutes, okay? And now what I'm going to try and do here, it's a little similar to things that we did on our back, but this time on our belly. What I'm going to try and do is to slide my elbows to one side, push the floor and lift, and then I'm coming back down to center, and then I'm sliding opposite way, push the elbows down and lift. Then again down, we come to center, reset it if you need by tapping the toes a little more, move both forearms to one side, push the floor, lift up, navel up to the sternum, and then release, coming back to center. Take your time, going to the opposite side, push the floor, lift up, and release. Good, one last time. Slowly slide to one side, push through the base of your toes, lengthen the sacrum, lift the navel up. Exhale, coming back. Last one, we go to the side, push, lift, feel that side body opening, shoulders down, and slowly return. Good, keep the forehead down on your hands or forearms, and untap the toes for a moment and rest here. One more full breath. Good. Super. Now I'm going to change it a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is to keep one forearm down. Let's start with the left side, which is the one that you can see closest to your camera. And I'm going again, you can put the forehead down or you can keep the head a little bit up. And now what I'm going to do is to try and bring my left knee and my left elbow towards each other and then re-extend. And if you can, you're going to extend arm overhead and left and the leg out. And then again, I'm coming up towards like frog shape and then re-extending. 3 more on the same side. Knee and elbow towards one another. And then we re-extend. Knee and elbow towards one another. And then re-extend. Last one. Good, then put that left or that side hand down. Rest for a moment. I'm just going to turn so you can see me on this other side. Good. And then we'll resume. Second side 5 times. We go elbow towards the knee. And then we re-extend. Elbow towards knee. And we re-extend. 1 to 1. And back. 2 more if I'm not wrong. Go slow. We are mobilizing a lot of things here, even though it looks like we are not doing much. And then again, lifting one into the other and back out. Good, bring that hand on top of the opposite forearm and then release for a moment. Good, then from here we are going to tuck the toes again. And I'm going this time to bring my fingertips right off my blanket or my mat so I can push with the fingernails or the fingertips down and it's wider than my usual. From there, I'm going to walk my toes in a little more, roll the shoulders back, draw the navel in and lift it up into a modified cobra. And see if you can just swing a little bit like I'm doing to one side and then the other side. So now we are mobilizing the thoracic area a little bit more. One side. Glutes are active. And I'm lengthening my sacrum towards my heels. Last time. One. And the other. Good. Back to the center. Draw the navel up to the sternum and lift up a little higher. Sacrum in. Exhale. Release. Good. From here, you're going to slowly roll again onto your back because we were doing some back bending. So we are going to undo this so you feel good again. Good. Changing a little bit of the movements. Bring your knees into your chest and slowly create some circles with your knees, going into your center, then down, then out, bringing it in again. A few of these. Good, one more. And then we're going to reverse it for 4. So out and down if you were doing like me. Now we reverse it a few times. I'm adding one more. Good. And now I'm going to bring again my arms like a cactus shape or to the sides, and both knees together. I'm going to let them drop towards one side, but I'm traveling, so I'm not staying too long. Then I'm going with my knees towards the end of my mat, then towards the opposite side, and back to center. And again, same side, towards, let's say, 3 p.m., then towards 6, then towards 9, and back to noon or 12. And one more to the side, then down, then to the opposite side. Good, we are back to center. We'll do 3 the other way, okay? So now I'm going towards the 9, then towards the 6, 3, and back to 12. 2 more. Side, down. Last one. Good. Once you got back to center, no rush. Hug the knees in for a moment. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the arms overhead. Roll over to the side. And let's push up. And we are going to come into a different shape. I'm still using the blanket a touch more. And now what I'm going to do, it's a modified version of a child's pose. So what I want us to do here is to keep the knees together, and we are going to sit back. Watch this if you need for a moment. And as I'm coming into my child's pose, what I'm going to do with my arms today is to try and go back and hold my feet for a moment as I rest my forehead down. Now, if for this shape your forehead doesn't come all the way down, then you add a pillow or a blanket perhaps that is folded, a second blanket if you have, or it can be a block depending if the block is too hard or not, okay? So if it's not super hard, it can be that. And as we come into the shape, stay there. What I want you to try and do is to breathe into your belly and into your lower back. Stay there. I'm here just to check that everything is okay. So keep breathing in and out just a couple of times. This is really good to open up the lumbars. Besides the fact that when we are moving inward in forward folds, we have an opportunity to, again, bring that gaze in, that attention in, and notice. With compassion, with loving kindness, this helps us ground with this idea of gravity, come to our center, our truth. Beautiful. Now you're going to stay in the same shape, but you're only going to change your arms. So I'm just guiding it. You don't need to see me. I want you to try and bring your arms out like a T letter, but you just keep the shape of your body the same. So now you're just reaching out through your arms and you're trying to really feel that expansion in the upper back. Just for a couple of breaths. You're doing great. There's nothing very fancy about this. It's just sending your arms out to the sides and trying to keep the sitting bones grounding towards your heels. Okay? Take another deep breath in and another deep breath out. Beautiful. And the last version of this that we are going to do, that again, you don't need to see me even though I'm doing it, is to move those arms from the T letter towards being above your head. So now I'm sliding my arms to be all the way in front of me, and I'm pushing the mat away, and I'm still with my belly on top of my thighs, and I'm breathing, this time adding a little bit of that stretch into the arms, the underside of your arms and armpits, and the side body evenly, also creating that length into the back of the body, okay? Good. See, from here, you can tuck your toes and again sit back with your arms in front of you, the forehead down, and feel a little bit more activation into the base of your feet, and try to keep the heels coming towards each other because they will tend to possibly drop out. So see if you can bring them in, hugging those outer ankles in for one more breath. Good, and then slowly slide your hands back. I'm going to say, if you can keep the toes tucked for a moment and sit back, you can always modify this shape by bringing a block or a pillow in between your heels and your sitting bones. This will make it feel much more approachable than without the block, okay? I'm used to it because I'm doing it often, so I can bear with it. Just for a moment here, sitting tall, try to keep the heels close to one another. Draw the abdomen up so we support the lumbars. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Lace the fingers and press the palms up. Lengthen again through the sides for one full inhalation. And with the exhale, release, and we bring the weight forward and we untuck the toes and we shake it a little bit here. Beautiful. Now we are going to move our blankets out so we can add a few other exercises where we don't need the mat, the blanket, okay? So now I'm going to move into my hands and knees or tabletop with my shoulders over the wrist and my pelvis over my knees, okay? We know this one because we tend to do it often. And from here, I'm going to again create more of a diagonal movement. So left arm to right leg. I'm going to extend them as I inhale. And I'm going to activate my core by bringing knee to elbow as I exhale. And again, inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Extending, we stretch, we lengthen that diagonal. With the exhale, we round, we lift the navel up, and we give it a chance to the upper back to open up also. And in. Good, and then we release both. Okay, reset here. Good, let's go with the second side. Inhaling, arm, leg opposite to one another like a diagonal. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Last one. Flowing with your breath. And return. Beautiful. Now we lift through the abdomen. We push the mat. We want to firm the hips in. And watch this one. What I'm going to do is to lift my right knee until my thigh is parallel to the floor. And now I'm just going to play a little bit with activating my glutes and my hips more. So I'm going to try and lift that knee a little higher and back, up and back, up and back, up and down. One more, up and down. Now keep that right knee bent and the leg as it is. And we are going to play also again in diagonal with the left side. And I'm going to try and lift the arm and the leg towards one another and then down and up and down. 3 more, up. It doesn't have to go far. Imagine you have a belt that holds, that you're holding your foot with the belt, right? So you're lifting up and back. Last one. And then release, shake it a little. Good, and we go to the second side. I'm setting myself up again in that tabletop. And now I'm going to lift the left knee. And first we go only with the leg, up and down. Abdominals lifting into your back. You don't have to go far. You see, I'm not doing super big movement. Up, down, last one. Good, then I'm going to keep that leg as it is, and I'm going with the opposite arm. Up and down, up, down. 2 more, draw the abdomen up. Good, and then release, sit back for a moment, shake the arms. Good, if you need a block in between your heels, you can put the block. We just sit for a moment here. We are going to inhale, arms up overhead. And with the exhale, I'm going to bring my right arm on top of the left and create the eagle arms. If this one is too hard, you put your hands on top of your shoulders, and that's the same thing. Okay, from here, I'm just going to inhale, lift the front spine a little, and then exhale, folding like the cat pose. And again, inhale, lifting up, exhale. 2 more, inhale, release. Last one. Good, we inhale, we come back to neutral, exhale, release. Second and last side, okay? We inhale, arms up overhead. With the exhale, I'm going to set my left arm on top of the right one, or just the opposite arm of the one you did before. Lift the elbows a little bit, and remember, you can keep your hands on your shoulders if you need. And we'll go for 4. Inhaling, opening up a little bit into a back bend. Exhaling, we round navel in. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. We inhale, we come back to neutral. We exhale and release. Nice. Let's come back to the tabletop. And from here, instead of having my hands under my shoulders, now I'm going to go and catch the sides of my mat. So my arms are significantly wider than the usual, and I'm going to push into my mat. I'm going to also move my knees a few inches behind my hips and put my toes at the edges of my mat. So it's going to be a pretty wide downward facing dog. I'm going to tuck my toes. First, before you go to down dog, push the mat away and send your sitting bones towards your heels. So you have the sensation and the action of bringing the chest towards your thighs. You feel that? And the compression in the groins for this moment, right? Until we go up. Good. Then come a little further forward so you can reset that. Press again through the base of your toes and start pushing so you can lift the knees off the mat. I usually love my first down dog to be with my knees bent. So I keep the knees bent and I push the mat away so my chest can come towards my thighs. Relaxing the head and letting gravity take all my, I'm going to say the contents of my brain down towards earth. Take a few breaths here. Feel that external rotation in your upper arms. Push your mat away and then start contracting the front thigh muscles to start sending the legs more straight, if that is a possibility in your body, and send the heels, inner and outer heels, down towards your mat. If your lower back is affected or you're having issues in the lumbars, I would suggest to keep the knees slightly bent and keep finding more length and height into your spine, okay? Because sometimes when we extend the legs, if the lower back is affected, we come more into a rounded shape and we don't want that, okay? So either or, push the mat away, relax the head, lengthen through the backs of your legs into the floor. Good, and then we are going to slowly walk our hands towards the feet. Bring the feet a little closer to each other until you have like a hip distance apart. Press into the big toe mount, the pinky toe mount, the center of your heels, and then bring your hands into your hips, roll the shoulders back, lengthen the heart away from your belly, and come all the way up to standing. We made it to standing. Good, shake it a little bit here. Beautiful. And from here, what we are going to do is to actually go and take our blocks or any support. So maybe you will need more than 2 blocks, perhaps blocks and blanket, okay? Or block and pillows, blocks and pillows. I'll show you what we're going to do. We are going to have the feet again wide as the mat. I'm showing it sideways so you can see what I'm going to do with my blocks. My feet are at the sides of my mat, and I'm going to put 2 blocks. I'm putting them like this, but I don't know exactly how much I'm going to need until I come there, because we want the crown of the head or the hairline to be supported as we fold, okay? So this is the kind of like the idea, but some of us may need 2 blocks and a folded blanket on top, or maybe 1 block and a blanket, okay? Nobody really cares how much or how little you need, so just find what is appropriate for you. And now that you saw which setting we are going to use, I want to show you also something that we're going to do with our arms. So once I have my support, I think that this for me works, and those feet are wide as your mat, I'm going to bend my knees so I can come into my fold, and I'm going to find the place where I can feel supported with my props. And once you're there, I'm going to give you a lot of cues, okay? But I want you to hear my voice. So once you come there, mainly the first thing that I want you to do is to open your arms to the sides like I'm doing with my fingertips, and extend through the arms and relax the head into the support. Okay, so let's go with that first. So feet are wide as your mat, and you shouldn't feel like your weight is all the way over your toes. That means that your props are too far forward, so you should bring them closer, because what I want you to do is to really ground through the center of your heels. You should feel like you can lift your inner arches, which is what I want a lot to support your lower back. And like I said, you shouldn't feel like you're falling over towards your toes, okay? So you're pressing into the base of the big toe mount, you're pressing into the base of your pinky. Imagine you have 2 tennis balls inside the arches of your feet. So those arches are really lifted over those tennis balls, and the center of your heels are pushing down. Now with the arms out and the fingertips touching out to the sides, it's like if you're creating like a triangle between the head and the 2 sides with your hands, right? So you want to push that away from the floor, but release the neck and the head. The neck should not be compressed. So if you feel like your neck is compressed, that means that you have a lot of props and you need to take one out perhaps, okay? Take a few breaths here. You're all doing amazing, the ones that I can see. And option here to slowly activate from inner arches up to your inner shins, inner knees, inner thighs, all the way to your pelvis. When we activate that inner line in the legs, we are accessing the heart, and we are also going into our lumbars to open up, okay? We are pumping blood into our hearts and also working the whole spine. Beautiful. Take another breath here. Before we release this shape, the only change that I'm going to do is that I want you to try and send your arms, instead of to the sides like we did before, to send them in front of you, like if you were going to take a down dog, let's say. But you keep the fingertips touching down, and you keep releasing the head into the support. And you just feel that length and the stretch from the fingertips all the way to your sitting bones. For 2 more breaths. Excellent. Keep pressing into the inner heels, but lifting the inner arches, even if it's like in your head mainly. I have flat feet, so they tend to be not look like they are lifting much, but I'm doing the action of lifting. Okay, beautiful. Then you're going to slowly walk your hands closer to you again and bring your feet again a little closer to each other for better support. Hands onto the hips. Press through the 3 points that I said. Heels, base of the big toe and pinky. Lengthen the heart away from the belly. Roll the shoulders back. And we come all the way up. Ah, nice. Okay, awesome. Good. Now, the last little pieces that we are putting together, all of the strength and the opening that we work in all diagonals, all areas. Now we are going to use the 2 blocks or books or boxes or anything, or cans if you have at home, tall. They are going to be right in front of me. So I'm keeping them tall so I can put my hands on top, and I'm creating, you see, like a tabletop shape. My feet are in right behind the blocks. I'm going to push into the blocks, lift the abdomen, and I'm going to lengthen the heart away from the pelvis. Just that. Shoulders back, lift through the crown of the head towards the front of your room. Take a deep breath in and out. Draw the abdomen in, firm your hips into one another. And this is optional if you want to go a little further with me. We are going to try and send the right leg up and back without creating any rotation in the leg. So I'm going to try and push through the center of the heel. Again, I'm still moving my heart away from the belly. And I'm trying to lengthen the inner right leg as much as I can towards the wall that I have behind. Some of you may have a wall behind, and it's super beneficial to use it. I'm going to show it because I have it with me. You could be pushing your foot into a real wall, and this is also very helpful because it helps not rotate the leg so much. So you can keep the toes pointing down, lifting the belly, and lengthening the heart away from the navel. Like I said before, shoulders back, pushing that heel into the wall or an imaginary wall, and then releasing that right foot down, coming up for a breath. Beautiful. This is also an opportunity to create, again, space in the lumbars, right? It's like when we did the arm and the leg opposite before they were coming towards each other. So we want that idea so we can, again, create space. Let's go into the second side. Pushing into the blocks, lifting through the abdomen, lengthening the front of your spine. Push the right foot down. Use the center of the heel, big toe, pinky toe, to ground and find that gravity there. And then we lift that left leg. Maybe you take it to your wall or the back of a sofa, or maybe just in the air, pointing the toes down. Draw the abdomen in and the heart away from your pelvis. Good. Make your standing leg strong by hugging the muscles into the back of the leg. Take a deep breath in. If you have the wall like me, push into the wall. Firm the right hip in, don't let it slide out. And then bring that left leg down, hands to the hips, we come up. Yay! Okay, shake it a little. We're going to do one more version of these. Again, wall or without wall. Make sure you have those supports there again. Good. Repetition, but with some addition to it. Again, I'm putting my hands on the blocks, belly up. I'm hugging my hips in, lengthening through the front of the spine. I'm going again with my right leg up and back to a wall or not. Good. Push through that heel, toes are pointing down. Lift your inner right thigh towards the ceiling, and then see if you can send your left arm forward. So we are creating again that action that it's opposite from right to left. Push, 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 extend both. My standing leg is super strong, hugging the bones in, lengthen the sacrum, and then we release both. Good, let's go with the last one. Pressing into the right foot, we switch sides. Left leg goes up and back. Firm your hips in, toes are pointing down, draw the belly up, lengthen the spine. If this is too much, you stay with the first version, okay? Just the leg. Good, if you can hold all of it, right arm forward, push through the heel that it's at the wall or aerial foot, and then extend through the opposite fingertips. The right hip will tend to go out to the right, bring it in towards the left. One more breath. And then release, bring it in. Good, bend the knees a little bit, move the blocks out, just drop the torso and the head, let the neck be long. Beautiful, okay. From here, widen your feet, let the toes go out to the sides, and we'll come onto a squat. Okay, I'm going to switch so you can see me. So now I'm going to drop my sitting bones, my arms are inside. You can add blocks, blankets, pillows, anything underneath the heels if you need, like a roll blanket, or many of my students, they put a block under the sitting bones, and then you're learning the movement or the shape in the body without having to struggle, okay? Good, from here, let the hips relax. Open through the front of your spine, lift up through the heart. We are going to add a gentle twist. If the twist is not appropriate for you, please just stay where you are. We are going to try and hold a little bit more with the core, inhaling arms up, overhead. Beautiful. Drop the sitting bones, but lift through the arms. Good, now we're going to bring right arm for you guys inside the leg, and we twist a little bit towards the left. If this feels like it's too much, no. Last breath here, then we come back to center. We'll send the arms back up when you're ready. Lift again, like the arms are being pulled by someone, but the hips are heavy, gravity. Creating those two opposite, right? Actions to balance. Good, second side. Now the left arm inside, and we go into the left side, belly, chest. Then we slowly return. Beautiful. Bring your hands behind you and come to a seat. Extend through the legs. And shake it a little bit. Good, nice. We are coming towards the end, so that's good news. We are going to keep the block with us just for a moment, and I'm going to return to the beginning by coming onto the back. Taking a moment for a breath in and a breath out. Notice again your body coming back towards the supine posture. Good, and then we'll add a bridge pose, but today I'm going to do it supported. So if you have a block, you choose if you want it to be flat, if you want it to be medium, or if you want it to be super high, because this is a really good opportunity to open up the chest, okay? So what I'm going to, if this is not, I'll give you another option. But what I'm going to do is to bend my knees and use the height that feels appropriate for me to put the block underneath my coccyx, which is at the very end of the spine, okay? So I'm going to show just the medium height, even though this is low for me, but this can be one option, okay? If you want to go a little higher, of course, you go to the highest setting. But if your lumbars are sensitive or you're having lower back pain, I would not recommend the highest one, okay? From here, I'm going to move the shoulders away from my ears, and I'm trying to bring my fingertips towards my heels, just to open the chest as much as I can, okay? Good, so you're setting yourself into a supported bridge pose. You don't need to move your head. Keep the chest wide and the collarbones expanding, and we'll rest here for a few breaths. I want to say that if this is not a shape for you today, or there's something going on or recovering from something and this is not the shape, then you just can, I'm going to show, you can put the soles of the feet together like the Baddha Konasana shape that we did in the very beginning. And with the block in medium or completely flat, you can bring the back of your heart or the shoulder blades to rest in that block, and you can lace the fingers, bring them behind the head, and just lie down here for a moment, letting the head be supported by the hands, elbows wide, just a moment there to open the chest. So this can also be a good way to open. You can also replace the hands by having a second block behind the skull, and then you have support of both and the arms can go out, okay? A couple more breaths. One more deep inhalation. Full exhale. Good. And then slowly, if you have the block underneath the sacrum for the bridge pose, lift your pelvis, take the block to the side, and one vertebra at a time, invite your body to come back down, okay? If you're in the Baddha Konasana shape, then you can roll over to the side and press up for a moment. So we take the props out and we come to supine. I apparently can't do it because I have my visitor here. But coming on to the supine posture before we end, just give yourself a moment, hope you can see me, to hug the knees in and rock from side to side. Perhaps you want to take a happy baby pose, you can do that too, lengthening the back body onto your mat and sending the sacrum towards the front of the mat, okay? So just a few of those. And then we'll add a gentle twist before coming to Shavasana. So no rush, just saying what's coming. But from there, if you want, like I said again, I know some of you are dealing with lower back issues. So I wouldn't go into an extreme twist because that is good for the body, a twist, but not if it's extreme and because your lower back is hurting, okay? So you can just bring both knees towards one side with the arms like a cactus shape, and you can try and bring the knees towards the elbow of the side that you are dropping the knees, but the higher you go towards the elbows, the more of that twist you will feel, okay? So it can be just to the side or a little higher towards the elbows. Take 2-3 breaths on that first side. Beautiful. And then slowly coming back, 2-3 breaths on the opposite side. Excellent. Once you are ready to return to center, give yourself a moment to, okay, now I'm going to give a couple of options like I usually do in my classes. Taking the legs up a wall, what we call legs up the wall, it's extremely beneficial and restorative in the body. So if you happen to have a clear wall that you want to use, that can be a very good way to end your practice. If you don't have space in any wall, or it can be also like the end of a bed, right? Or a couch, if you have that. I have a student, a private student, who does that when we finish the class. She just uses the end of her bed, and because her bed is tall, she can put the legs up, right? So something like that. If not, just find your way towards Shavasana. and add the blankets, the pillows, any support that you need for the back of your head, if you have something to cover your eyes. I'll let you know once we are done. You will hear a gong or a couple of gongs, so don't worry about the end. Now we move towards rest. And in this rest, again, gravity becomes our friend. We return to center, to truth, to stillness and silence, the source of everything. The truth is stirless. Other forces may be presumed to move. This then, gravity, is best for confidence. When oldest cedars swerve, and oaks untwist their fists, and mountains feeble lean, how excellent a body, gravity, that stands without a bone, how vigorous a force that holds without a prop, truth stays herself, and every man that trusts her boldly up. Receive a deep inhalation through the nose, slow but big exhale through your mouth. Give yourself a moment to just return to your body, the room you are in. Try to not move fast. Give yourself just the moment to reanimate your body, your limbs, slowly, perhaps fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. Keeping your face soft, your eyes kind. And then slowly bending the knees when you feel ready. Make your way to one side. And then we'll press up towards a seat. We find again the two forces, upwards and downward, connecting to hold us, being able to release through the bones and also lift through the insides, relaxing the shoulders, bringing the palms together in gratitude to the heart center. May the inspiration of gravity remind us that we are always able to come to our center, our truth, that holds us steady like a tree. Listening to our bodies through our practice is one of the best examples to stay in that truth. In gratitude to all our teachers and to you guys for joining me, let's close with the Om sound, inhaling deeply, big exhale, then breathing in again. Om. Namaste.